Hello again! Welcome to day 4 of my stash busting challenge. Today's pattern are the early morning coasters, okay? Now I designed these as part of the challenge because I decided I didn't have a coaster pattern out there, so I might as well make one. And honestly, I was really struggling with this. I know this one it's actually really simple. It's really pretty, but really simple. But I was struggling with making a coaster pattern, to be honest with you. And gosh, you know, I had frogged a project multiple times, and then one morning, it was super early in the morning, probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I am not traditionally an early riser, but this particular morning I was up early, I was having my coffee, and the pattern just sort of came to me. It just sort of, you know, I just picked up my hook and it just made its way onto the hook. This is what I ended up coming up with, which is why I have called them the early morning coasters, because sometimes getting up early in the morning does seem like it pays off. Now, I'm just gonna kind of show you what these would look like. Pretend my hand is a table, and we'll just put our little cup there. There you go, the early morning coasters. Let's learn how to do them. What you need to complete these coasters include 25 to 30 yards of medium 4 worsted weight yarn, a 5mm crochet hook, a tapestry needle, and embroidery scissors. This pattern is constructed entirely in the round as one piece. Okay, we're going to work it in sections. So the first thing that we have is our center piece here. Then we're going to work these little decorative bumps. And what we're going to do is we're going to create loops that go around those decorative bumps. And finally, we're going to end it off here with these peaks inside those loops. To start this pattern, we're going to use the magic ring. Okay. All right. And then what we want to do is we're going to start off by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And this chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Okay, and now we're going to work 11 double crochets into the ring for a total of 12 double crochets. So to make a double crochet, we yarn over, insert our hook into the ring, we yarn over again, we pull through the ring, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over again, pull through 2 loops. Okay, and we've just worked a double crochet into our magic ring. Now we're going to go ahead and do that 10 more times. Remember, this counts as a double crochet. We just worked one here, so we're going to have a total of 12 double crochets when we're done. This is 3. Four. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this up and form our little center right here. I'm going to do that by pulling on this loop here to bring that in. Okay, and now I'm going to close it up by placing a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. So this is 1, 2, and here is 3. Let's see, we missed it. Let's try it again. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. All right. And we have just closed the center of our coaster. To start the next round, we want to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to place 2 double crochets in each stitch all the way around till we get back here. When we get back to here, we're going to just place 1 double crochet right here because this chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So what this does is this effectively doubles our stitch count. We're going to go from 12 double crochets to 24 double crochets. All right, so let's start. 1, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, now remember that this chain 3 counted as a double crochet, but we did not start by working a double crochet into here. We started in the next stitch right here. So in order to get our 24, we do have to go ahead and place 1 double crochet right here into this stitch with the chain 3 coming out of it. This is going to make our 24th double crochet. Okay, and then what we're going to do to close this off is we are going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. So that's 1, 2, and 3 right here. And that closes off this round. Okay, so to move on to our next round, we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This does count as a double crochet. And now what we want to do is we want to go from 24 double crochets to 30 double crochets. And how we're going to do that is we're going to work 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and then 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. Okay, so this is going to take place over 4 stitches, and we're going to repeat that. 2 double crochets, 1, 1, 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches, and we're going to do that all the way around. Okay, so let's start. We're going to start with a 2 double crochets into our first stitch right here. That's 1. And this is 2. And then remember, 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and here is 5. So we're working over 4 stitches, making 5 stitches, okay? So 2 double crochets into the next stitch. It's 1, 2, okay, and then 1 double crochet into each of the next 3. 3, 4, and here's 5, okay? So at this point, not counting our chain 3 here, we should have 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now let's work 2 into the next stitch. 1, 2, and 1 into each of the next 3 stitches. 3, 4, and 5 all together. That's 15 double crochets, not counting our chain 3, which we will count it, but I'm not counting it in this just for ease. Okay, 2 into our next double crochet. That's 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and here's 5, and that is 20 double crochets. Work 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's 5, giving us 25. All right, now we're going to work 2 into the next one here. 1, 2, okay. Now, we work 1 double crochet into each of the next 3, but remember, this chain 3 counted as our first double crochet. I was counting by 5s as we went around just for ease of counting. So when I get here, it's actually 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, because this chain 3 right here counts as this 3rd double crochet in this sequence of 5. Okay, so let's double crochet and double crochet. Okay, and then with this chain 3 as a double crochet, that gives us 30 double crochets in this round, and we're going to slip stitch to the top chain of this chain 3 right here to close the round. Okay, and we have just finished the center of our coaster. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go on and we're going to create these little bumps. Okay, so to do this, we're going to start by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. And then what we want to do is we want to come all the way back down, and we're going to slip stitch right here into the top of the chain 3 from this round here. So from the top of the chain 3 from the previous round, it'll literally be right next to the chain 3. So it's like essentially going into the same stitch. Okay, we're going to slip stitch there. Okay, and you can see that creates this little bump right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into each of the next 2 stitches. That's 1, and here's 2. Okay, and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to come back down, and we're going to slip stitch into the same stitch to create that little bump right there. Okay. All right, let's try it again. We're going to slip stitch into each of the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, come back down, slip stitch into the same stitch, slip stitch into each of the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, come back down, slip stitch into the same stitch, and then slip stitch into each of the next 2 stitches. And we're going to do this all the way around. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the same stitch. Okay, and then slip stitch into each of the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Okay, and now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So now slip stitch into the same stitch. All right, and then we get right around here, and we actually only have 1 stitch right here to place a slip stitch into, so we're just going to go ahead and slip stitch into this very last one here. Okay, and that completes this bumpy decorative round of our coasters. To move on to the next round where we're going to create those loops, we're going to start by chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This chain 5 counts as a double crochet and a chain 2. Okay, what we're going to do is we are going to skip this bump right here, and we're going to double crochet in the next slip stitch, okay? And that is the one right here, so right in the middle here. We're going to double crochet right here. Okay, so we're going to double crochet right here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to repeat that all the way around. We're going to start with the chain 2, skipping the bump, and working a double crochet into your next slip stitch, which is right here in between the 2 bumps, okay? So let's chain 2, 1, 2, and let's double crochet, skipping this bump. We're going to do it right here into this slip stitch. All right, chain 2, 1, 2, skip the next bump, double crochet into the slip stitch in the center right here. We're going to do that all the way around. Okay. Chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip at the last bump here, and to close this off, what we're going to do is we are going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain of this chain 5 from the very beginning of this round. So this is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and that completes this round where we've created all of these little loops, and we want to now move on to our last round where we create all of these little peaks here. Okay, so to do this, we want to start by single crocheting into our first chain 2 space right here. So I'm going to insert my hook into this loop. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a half double crochet, 2 double crochets, a half double crochet, and another single crochet, all in this same chain 2 space. Okay, so yarn over, insert into the space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through all 3. Now we're going to work, that's a half double crochet. Now we're going to work 2 double crochets. Okay, that's a half double crochet. Now we're going to work 2 double crochets. So we're going to yarn over, insert into the chain 2 space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do that one more time. Okay, and now we're going to do another half double crochet. All right, and we're going to work a single crochet. Okay, so we've just created our first peak inside this chain 2 space that was created when we made these like little loops all the way around in the last round, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to continue to repeat that all the way around into each chain 2 space. So into each loop, we're going to go single crochet, half double crochet, 2 double crochets, half double crochet, single crochet, and every one all the way around. Okay, so let's do that. Here's a single crochet, and we're going to half double crochet and double crochet again, half double crochet, single crochet. All right, single crochet into the next loop, half double crochet, Work 2 double crochets. Okay, half double crochet and then single crochet. All right, so we are now to our very last loop. We're going to go ahead and work a single crochet into it, a half double crochet, 2 double crochets, a half double crochet, a half double crochet, and a single crochet. Okay, all right, there we go. And to end this, I'm just going to slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round, which is right here, to end it. There we are. Okay, and then all you have to do is snip this, that's binding off, and weaving in your ends. And we have completed our early morning coaster.